Hello everyone. I welcome you all to this session of interview with toppers of NABARD Grade A. Today, I take pride in introducing our student, Mr. Nilesh Temani, who was some days back an aspiring candidate like you, but is now an NABARD Grade A officer, and that too in his very first attempt. He will now be serving the country by being an important part of policy making decisions. This sounds great. Hello Nilesh, I welcome you to this session,
Hello, ma'am. Thank you.
and many
Thanks.
congratulations to you for clearing this exam.
Many. Oh, sorry, ma'am. Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank you for inviting me to this session.
You're most welcome. We are also glad to have you today. So, Nilesh, I'm very curious to know, like, what was the initial reaction of you when you came to know that you have finally cleared this coveted exam?
Yeah, ma'am. And ma'am, it like really it's give me immense pleasure after clearing the examination because I was earlier I was doing private job and I realized that I was not able to utilize my full potential, and I decided to quit the job and started preparing for the regulatory bodies exam like RBI,
Okay.
SEBI, and NABARD. At that moment, I was not very much aware about these kind of exams, what are the patterns and
Mm-hmm.
what are the criteria and all. So I just search on YouTube and Google.
Okay.
So I came to know about EduTap, and from there only I got to know about these kind of examinations, and so from
Okay.
there onwards my journey started with the
Okay,
preparation of
that's
this
great.
exam.
That's fantastic. So, Nilesh, can you please tell the students about your educational background, what you have done, or any
Yeah,
everything? Yeah.
yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you for giving me opportunity, ma'am, for telling about myself. So, ma'am, basically, I am from commerce background. I am a chartered accountant, and I applied from finance stream in NABARD Grade A. So,
Mm-hmm.
I have qualified my CA examination in 2018, and post that I did private job in MNC for almost 2 years, and then I was way back then I was continuously preparing for PSUs and government examination along with my job, but I was
Okay.
not able to clear those examinations due to lack of availability of time for preparation. So last year I decided to leave the job and start dedicatedly prepare for these regulatory bodies examination. And
Okay.
in July, I think NABARD notification was released last year, and then I decided to get the guidance from EduTap. I came to know about EduTap from like YouTube. So then
Okay.
I go to I go through all the content which I think which is available on the YouTube or channel of EduTap. So then like since I'm from finance background, but the course of NABARD grade is mainly focused on agriculture, current affairs, GA,
Mm-hmm.
maths, reasoning, which is my weak areas because I have never
Okay.
studied these subjects earlier,
Mm-hmm.
being a finance professional. So I took it as a challenge, and then I thought that let's start this way, and probably I'll get to know learn something new from these new subjects. So that's how my journey started
Okay, that's indeed a great journey, Nilesh. So
from
I
that.
also am very happy that EduTap helped you reach your destination. So we are really glad to know this. So Nilesh, how did you keep yourself motivated during your preparation journey? We would like to know this, as you are from the CA background.
Yeah,
So
ma'am.
you must have faced some hurdles
Yeah,
during preparation. Please tell us.
yeah, yeah, ma'am. It was really challenging to study non-technical subjects, which is not from my commerce background,
Hmm.
specifically agriculture and rural development, and uh, general awareness and maths, quant and reasoning specifically. So
Okay.
I was at the start, like I was a bit terrified that how I'll be able to study these kind of subjects which I have never studied earlier. So but I have generally have a habit of learning new things always, so I took it as a challenge, and I thought that let's get so started, and I'll get to know something. I'll learn about these subjects, and so again and apart from the learning point of view, one more thing that motivated me was that the remuneration and the working culture and basically work-life balance of these regulatory bodies which they offer are very good enough. And I got to know about all these things from EduTap videos on YouTube channel, that what kind of perquisites they are providing, additional benefits apart from good remuneration which they are offering. So I got motivated from all these things, and I started myself dedicatedly preparing for this examination.
Okay, that's great. So Nilesh, as you were working, as you said earlier, you were working, but you took a break to prepare for this exam. So is it advisable to take a break, or people can prepare along with their job? What do you say?
Ma'am, I think it can this kind of decision need to be taken from person to person,
Mm-hmm.
because if I if I tell about myself, then earlier also I was preparing along with my job, but my
Mm-hmm.
working hours was more than 12 hours per day, and it was really hectic, and so I was not able to devote sufficient time for study. So
Okay.
rather it was a very difficult decision for me to take a break, because but
Mm-hmm.
fortunately my family supported me, and I decided that at least I 1 year I'll devote to this government exam preparation. Then I'll decide future course of action, because so that I can, like, after 1 year when I decided to leave the job, so I was quite sure that anyway, like, no, if not NABARD, then I'll be definitely able to clear any other government exam and
Mm-hmm.
or PSU exam. So then
Okay.
this way I took the decision, and fortunately I achieved my target, and I am really
Mm-hmm.
happy that EduTap guided me throughout my journey.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's
So,
clear.
ma'am,
Yeah.
basically, if I, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
please continue.
in conclusion, that I believe that person can prepare it along with their job, but
Mm-hmm.
they need to there manage their time. Like if they are having not that much hectic working hours, like 8 to 10 working hours they are having daily, and Saturday Sundays generally 5 day week is there in many organizations.
Mm-hmm.
So probably they can manage to prepare for this examination, but they need to be very disciplined and organized in such a way that they can cover the syllabus at least once.
Yeah, okay. So
So
it
that's
varies
what my
person to
belief.
person. Really, it varies from person to
Yeah,
person.
ma'am.
And leaving a job is actually a very hard decision. And we are happy that you have made your target through your dedication and devotion. So that's really
Thank
great.
you.
So, okay, Nilesh, so let's move on to the NABARD strategy that you have followed.
Yeah, ma'am.
So I just wanted to ask you about phase one static GA first. Okay, so
Sure,
as you
ma'am.
know that there is no defined syllabus for gender like static G and no definite source to cover GK. So what to cover in static G according to you, and what is the source for static G that you have
Sure,
prepared?
ma'am. Ma'am, first of all, let's like GA general awareness part. Like IBPS is conducting this NABARD Grade A examination, and from my past, like I have given almost 10 examination from for IBPS, which is the IBPS is the conducting authority of those exam. I have observed that the IBPS is almost having similar pattern for the papers. So
Mm-hmm.
if we take about general awareness, current affairs in GA part, then generally we follow last 6 months general awareness, current
Okay.
affairs. So what I have seen that generally, like if today is the exam na, then IBPS generally asks questions from last 15 days from the date of the
Okay.
examination. Most of the questions are based on from that GA current affairs. So
Mm-hmm.
general awareness generally 6 months we cover. So my strategy was that I used to do more and more MCQs of GA on regular basis. Daily I
Okay.
used to cover EduTap daily general awareness series, which is hardly 5 minutes series. So
Okay.
that I used to devote more time on quiz part for GA. And static, as far as the static part is concerned, the content which was provided by EduTap, I think that was more than sufficient for this purpose. And so I did not focus much on static part, to be honest. So my major focus was on current affairs part. but
Okay.
like once I read the content from static GK part of EduTap.
Okay. And Nilesh, you refer to 6 months of current affairs for your preparation.
Yes, ma'am. But more, I have focused more on last 15 days current affairs from the date of examination. I
Okay.
have gone
So,
through completely from last 6 months current affairs, but my
okay.
major focus, in the last week from the date of the examination, was on
Okay.
latest current affairs.
The latest current affairs are very important from the exam's perspective,
Yeah,
but 6 months are, according to you, are sufficient
yeah,
from the exam point of
yeah,
view.
definitely, it is sufficient.
Okay. And you also said that you gave less focus on the static part, but more on the current affairs part.
Yes, ma'am.
So, is it advisable to give more focus
Ma'am,
on the?
ma'am, this is my personal. This was my personal decision. I
Okay.
what I believe that IBPS generally follow this pattern in
Mm-hmm.
the examination, which it is conducting.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think static part should not be ignored, and it should also be gone through completely.
Okay.
But more focus can be on current affairs part.
Current affairs part.
Yeah.
Okay. And can you please suggest some important topics under the current affairs general awareness part?
Ma'am, like topics, if we talk ESI and ARD current affairs, we need to completely go through those current affairs for phase one NABARD. And
Okay.
EduTap is conducting free GA daily sessions on YouTube channel. So
Mm-hmm.
it's hardly 5 minutes session. So
Okay.
that helps quickly revise the GA for daily. So that is very helpful in revising general awareness part. And apart from that, we can refer PIB current affairs, because what I have observed in paper is that generally IBPS asks questions, MCQ questions, which is exactly copied from PIB current affairs para, and they just
Okay.
give a blank space and they ask whatever from that current affairs, like amount is in like blank space is given, and then they just copy the entire para
Okay.
and they ask the question as
Okay.
it is from that PIB current affairs.
Okay.
And apart from that, ESI and ARD, for ESI and ARD current affairs, I have referred content which was provided by EduTap, and I think
Okay.
that was very much sufficient. And that specifically my major area of focus during prelims was on marathon series, which was provided by EduTap just
Okay.
15 days before the examination,
Okay.
1 week before, and 15 days. So I put much more focus on the revision part. So that gave me a very really good benefit in revising the current affairs and static part.
Okay. Okay. Well, the marathon sessions and the, I think, 5 using 15 minutes, something that session taken on YouTube helped you. Okay. The session taken by
Yeah,
Devanshu sir.
yeah,
Okay. So I'll
yeah, correct,
convey
ma'am.
the.
And one more thing, ma'am.
Just
Yeah,
please.
yeah, sure, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am, in phase one prelims examination of NABARD, quant reasoning and decision making,
Mm-hmm.
computer. So these are qualifying subjects.
Yes.
So what since quant reasoning was my weak point, so
Okay.
I have selected some of the topics from these subjects so that I can score at least qualifying marks in these
Okay.
subjects, and I
Okay.
could focus more on merit section.
Okay.
So I prepared my strategy accordingly by
Okay.
attempting the mock test of EduTap and analyzing the previous papers of NABARD Grade A.
Okay.
So
Okay. Great.
that really helped me in preparation of phase one examination.
Okay. So Nilesh, you told that your quant reasoning section were not so strong. So many of the students faces the same problem. And you said that you referred to some selected topics. So can you please list down those topics so that other students
Yeah,
can also benefit from the same?
yeah, sure, ma'am. Generally, the questions which are asked from, if we talk about quant, then DI data interpretation topic, generally 5 questions is asked from that topic, and number
Okay.
series is definitely asked, and boat and stream, and problem on edges,
Okay.
and so pipes and cisterns, and like so these are generally if we talk about quant, then it is not that much difficult to solve the quant questions
Okay.
compared to reasoning specifically for me. Then so we can generally attempt quant question, but we need to consider time management also. And
Okay.
if we talk about reasoning part, sitting arrangement and puzzles and like this inequality and
Mm-hmm.
one more. So majorly, generally, what IBPS pattern is that they give this kind of questions and they give 5 MCQs below these questions. So it gives us advantage in like we just need to read question once and then we can solve 5 questions in a series. So it helps to get the qualifying marks. So I prepared accordingly these topics, and
Okay.
so I could focus more on merit section.
Okay. So like, have you have you cleared your basics, or you just gave some mock tests for this qualifying section, like quant reasoning and?
I Yes, ma'am. I gave mock test because these were not that much strong area for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I have to find my weaknesses in this part, that where I am lacking, whether in time management or whether in solving the questions. So whether I am able to secure that much qualifying marks for passing the phase 1 examination. So I attempted multiple mock tests on
Okay.
EduTap and also seen the previous year papers which are available on website. So
Okay.
that really helped me.
Okay. And Nilesh, what was your approach for the decision making part? Like, as it was
So
introduced
ma'am,
new and there is no
yeah,
some. Yeah. Yeah. Please
yeah.
tell.
For decision making part, like this was like newly added this year. So I referred only the content which was provided by EduTap, and
Mm-hmm.
since the questions were in kind of descriptive form, like they
Okay.
give a generally a para or 2 lines, and the options, the 5 options are quite confusing. It seems that
Okay.
like and then the in options they ask 1 and 2, 1 2 3 1 2 3 and
Okay.
4, all of the above. So these kind of patterns were there in decision making part, so that were quite confusing. And so we need to revise thoroughly decision making part. And
Mm-hmm.
for that I only referred the material, which was I think not that much like descriptive and not that much large content. It was summary kind of content which was provided by EduTap, so that really helped me in solving decision making part.
Okay. Okay, Nilesh. And what about the computer section?
For computer sections, ma'am, I have basic knowledge of the computers. So I have only attempted MCQs for that section, and I
Okay.
was easily able to manage that part.
Okay. So, do you think that doing MCQs will be enough to sail through the computer section?
If one has sufficient
Basic
time
knowledge.
to study, then he or she can go in detailed view. Like generally, I have already studied computer subjects in theory many times earlier for my other PSU's exams. So I have
Okay.
decided to only go for MCQ part, and that was sufficient for me.
Okay. Okay. And Nilesh, I wanted to ask you one thing. Like, ESI and ARD are common to both phase one and phase two. So was your
Yes,
approach
ma'am.
integrated for these two subjects, or you prepared separately for these two?
Ma'am, since I am from finance stream, so ESI and ARD was not applicable to me in phase 2 examination, mains examination.
Okay.
So it was for me, it was only for phase 1. So I prepared only for phase 1. And for in finance, since my background is from commerce, so I was that subjects, commerce subjects and finance part, I was easily able to manage, which I
Okay.
have revised from ICI study material.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in descriptive part, I need not to like again go through ESI and ARD part. I'm just
Okay.
talking from my point of view, since I'm from finance discipline.
Okay. Okay. So do you think that commerce student have some edge in the part preparation for
Yeah.
this FM subject?
Yes, definitely, ma'am. For
Okay.
finance stream specifically, the commerce students
Mm-hmm.
and MBA finance, CA, CWA have edge over others in
Okay.
finance stream.
Okay, so Nilesh, if I talk about the ESI current affairs part, as they play a very important role in both phase one
Yeah.
and phase two. So, what are some important topics of ESI current affairs? Can you please suggest?
Ma'am, the topics generally which are already suggested by NABARD in its notification release. So I would not go into the detail of the topics
Okay,
because the topics which NABARD has already suggested and those topics has already been covered by EduTap completely and thoroughly. So
okay,
if we go through that once, and I think that is more than sufficient to cover ESI part.
okay. So, Nilesh, have you made your own notes while doing the preparation for current affairs,
Yeah.
or you just you made your own notes?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, when I used to go through the current affairs part, then wherever I felt that this thing I will not be able to remember like
Okay,
after 1 or 2 months. So those kind of things I used to note down in my notebook in a
okay,
very short way, so that I can
okay,
just revise it in a probably one line. I used to record it. So at that
okay,
like 1 week before the examination, I can quickly revise that content. And current affairs which I thought that I would not be able to forget that after 2 months or 3 months, so that I
mhm.
used to just read it, and I just try to revise it only through the MCQ series.
Okay. So you made your own short notes and revised it multiple times and gave the MCQs to retain it properly.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. And Nilesh, if I talk about the ESI reports, like there are so many reports to cover. So what according to you that one should leave and one should prepare in the ESI reports? Under the,
Ma'am, in ESI reports, what I have seen that from the pattern of examination is that they generally ask the ESI reports which were latest in news. Let us
okay.
suppose some some reports which were in latest newspapers, and which were discussed in Parliament, and
Mhm.
so those were in news. So generally that reports come directly in the examination. So that
Okay.
can be we can put more focus on those reports, but like we cannot leave anything, and based on the time management, and so we need to like thoroughly go through at least once from the ESI reports.
Okay. So while going through any report that is being provided, so what according to you is the most important part in any of the report that one should cover from the NABARD exams perspective?
Yeah, ma'am. Like numbers, wherever in the reports, particular numbers like and the timeline is given,
Okay.
like budget allocation, timeline of completion, and nodal ministry. So like these kind of things generally given in MCQ, and like so they generally expect that we should be aware of these things.
Okay, so you refer to EduTap scores for this ESI and ARD reports?
Yeah, ma'am. I am subscriber of EduTap, and
Okay,
I for NABARD, like I have completely gone through the EduTap course only.
okay. And if I talk about the government schemes, as they are also very vast
Yeah, ma'am.
subjects, so which government schemes do
Yeah,
you think we have to prepare? What was your approach
ma'am.
regarding the government?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ma'am, government schemes, the same thing here applies here as well. Government schemes, what I did that I prepared short notes in my notebook for each almost each government schemes which are relevant and which are recently been in news. So the important things I have like numbers about those schemes, and again the nodal ministry, how by what timeline it is to be implemented, and what are the recent developments in these schemes,
Mhm.
and what are the in the news recently about these schemes, any like update has came, or so I used to record it in a very short way, like
Okay.
probably 3 or 4 lines or in a one para, so that I can quickly revise just 1 or 2 weeks before the examination.
Okay, so all the facts and figures that are being given can only be remembered by
Yeah.
revising multiple times and giving the test, according to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Nilesh, if I talk about the ESI static part, as it is being said that the ESI static weightage is less in the exam, and the current
Yeah.
affairs weightage is more. So what do you think that
Yeah.
one should skip the static part or go for the current affairs only?
uh, Honestly, ma'am, I did not like hardly I focus on ESI static part. I was
Mhm.
mainly focused on current affairs part only.
Okay.
Probably I did, because I was due to some time constraints and all, I decided to skip ESI static part,
Okay.
and I focus more on current affairs part. So but I would advise that one should at least go through like some of the important topics which were in news recently for
Okay.
static part as well. So that will be an added advantage at the examination if something like unexpectedly comes.
Okay. If some static related ESI static related news
Yeah.
is in the current news, so one should prepare that part. Otherwise, it could be
Yeah.
skipped, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and Nilesh, what about the descriptive part? As you know, students are not much into the habit of writing. So how to prepare for the descriptive part of ESI and ARD? How did you prepare?
Yeah. Yeah. uh, for ma'am, descriptive part in my specific finance stream, the questions were from like itself finance stream. So I
Okay,
was very much prepared for descriptive part already, being
okay,
from commerce background. So that did not like uh, pose a challenge for me in specifically like finance part, descriptive part. But English, like press essay and reading comprehension was a challenge to be prepared. If I talk about them specifically about essay, reading comprehension, and physics, then like EduTap team has specifically created a Vijaya batch for that, and I was
okay,
part of that. And they used to give some topics on daily basis, and we need to like type and post the content on what Telegram group. So based on the evaluation of the expert EduTap team and the guidance, and like they have their feedback, so I was able to improve my writing skills. And
okay,
probably I also took the help of like online typing speed platform, so that I can improve my typing speed. And also some websites are providing a highlight like grammatical mistakes they are highlighting. So I
okay.
used to uh, practice there on those websites for like grammarly.com for preparation, like for identifying what the grammatical mistakes I'm committing while writing.
Okay.
So that helped me to write English descriptive paper a lot.
And Nilesh, when did you started writing the descriptive answer? Like just right from the beginning of your preparation or after some time?
Ma'am, after after phase one examination,
Okay,
I I was preparing for another examination. I have waited
okay.
for the result of phase one. Then after phase one was announced, then so after that I started preparing for descriptive paper.
Okay, as you were already in the habit of writing, so I think after phase one, one should only prepare after clearing the phase one if they are already into the habit. But otherwise, I think it's not advisable to start practicing up once the phase one is clear. What do
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, at that time, I was my another exam date was announced, so I was
Okay,
preparing for that at the time. So probably I focus on that, and but I would advise my fellow aspirants that like don't wait for the result, and like if you have prepared enough and you are confident, then you should after the examination you should go for preparation of men's examination, and start preparing for descriptive, and start typing. Practicing, and also like daily go through newspapers, English newspapers, with like Hindu, Times of India, whatever you are comfortable with. So go through the newspaper daily. That will be definitely an added advantage.
okay. And Nilesh, if I talk about the word limit, so is it compulsory to stick to the word limit? Have you stick?
uh, yeah, ma'am. I generally stick to the word limit, like 200. In case of 200 words, I written 210 words, which is
Okay,
generally not that much like considered. Generally
that
as
is true.
advised by
Mhm,
EduTap team, also plus minus 5% is
mhm, mhm.
advisable. So I was within the word limit as per that. So like I try to stick to the word limit, but don't write at least suppose 120 word is there in press 6, so don't write less than 120, like 100 words. I would suggest that you at least write 120 to 130 words, so that
Plus
will be
will
good.
be good, but not writing
Yeah,
below the
yeah,
word limit would not be
yeah,
advisable according to you.
yes.
Okay, fine, fine. So, Nilesh, I wanted to ask you for the descriptive English part. So, how did
Yes, ma'am.
you like? What was the order of attempt for the descriptive English part?
Ma'am, I have attempted in the order of the question itself. When there was a gap of almost half an hour to 40 minutes after phase uh, part one examination. So like it was objective.
Okay.
So what there is generally given 5 minutes before start of the examination on screen. So in that 5 minutes, we need to prepare our strategy, like what we should write before, and how much time we will allocate for essay reading comprehension press 6. So based on the word limit, we need to, we need to devote our time. If we talk about like essay part, then it is 40 marks, and word limit is 200. So we need to give almost like we have total 60 minutes completely for descriptive part. So we
Okay.
need to distribute the time, and we need to manage the time as per our speed. And
Mm-hmm.
so what I did, I have allocated almost 30 minutes to essay, and 20 to 25 minutes for press 6.
Okay.
And it was, sorry ma'am, it was 90 minutes for passage, sorry, reading comprehension, essay, and press 6. So I have devoted 30 minutes for this essay part, and 25 minutes for press 6, and remaining 45 yeah, 35 minutes for this part, reading comprehension part. So because
Okay.
while reading passage, it generally takes some time,
Yes.
so I distributed more time to the reading comprehension part. So like we need to prepare. It can vary from person to person. So we need to prepare our strategy in advance, that how much time we are going to devote to each part, and accordingly we need to decide the order of the attempt of questions.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And Nilesh, what are the type of essay topics that were asked in the exam?
Um, in descriptive part, ma'am, English
Yes.
descriptive.
Yes. Descriptive English. Yes.
Yeah, ma'am, I don't remember all the topics, but what I have attempted in essay was farmers, it was on use of like benefits of social media for farmers. And
Okay.
I have it, like if you want to know, ma'am, completely about the questions or of descriptive part, I think EduTap has already done analysis of that, and that was accurate. And so the questions, whatever the ask in this examination for descriptive part, that I'm not able to remember at the time.
Okay.
But
It's all right.
the, yeah, the questions which they have posted on YouTube, that were the same questions which were asked in the examination. So I have covered, I have chosen the use of social media for farmers, for the benefit of various government initiatives. So in that topic, I have since I was very much aware of all the government schemes and how those are being implemented. So in detail, I have described the how the government is utilizing these platforms to reach
Okay.
the benefit of schemes of government to rural and rural households and farmers at ground level.
Okay.
So I think that helped me a lot in clearing this examination, especially descriptive. And one more thing which I have felt while writing a descriptive paper is that after writing essay or press or reading comprehension, whatever in the descriptive part, we need to uh, look it at least 2 times, because what happens, like we write it in a very hurry because there is too much pressure in the examination, and like sometimes there is spelling mistakes, sometimes there is grammatical mistakes, and we are not able to realize that we have done mistake, and we just finish the question. We need, like I have completely written the topic in detail on whatever the topic of essay I have chosen. But when we see it again, then we realize that okay, like it is a simple spelling, and I have, like while doing typing, I have like typed it wrong, and like that will, if we don't pay attention to that, then that will affect us very like adversely. So I would suggest that at least read that paragraph after, like before submitting the paper, read that paragraph thoroughly, and if there are spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, and then leave some room for correcting those mistakes and spelling specifically. So that will be really a good thing to do while attempting a descriptive paper.
Okay, thank you so much, Nilesh, for giving this valuable insights. And
Thank you
if
so
I
much,
talk
ma'am.
about the descriptive English essay part, so should one write the essay in points or in paragraphs?
Ma'am, points generally I would not suggest, because I also, there is no, we cannot give like we just, if we enter, then it just takes us to the next line, and we cannot give
Okay,
space between paras. So there
okay,
is continuation in everything is in continuation. So we cannot write in points. So it should be in paras itself. So we should, our focus should not be on writing in points. It should be in paras. That will be,
okay,
I think, good.
okay, fine. So, Nilesh, we have talked a lot about the phase one and phase two. So, let's move on to the last phase, that is the interview phase.
Yeah.
So, what according to you are the areas to prepare for the interview? What should one?
For interview part, ma'am, since my area like stream was finance, so
Okay,
I have completely gone through the annual report of the NABARD, and
okay,
like numbers part, profits analysis of like last years, that how the balance sheet has changed over the years, and what are the like recent like advancements going on in the NABARD. Like we need to be thoroughly go through the like specific balance sheet, notes to accounts, and
okay,
like NABARD initiatives taken by NABARD recently, so that we should be completely aware of. Apart, because I think in interview they check our soft skills, because technical skills they have already evaluated in descriptive paper and written examination. So I think we need to focus more on our revision, like mock test is must to attend. I would definitely suggest everyone to go for EduTap mock test before appearing in actual interview, because they panel give really valuable suggestions and feedback. So it will definitely improve our weak points, and helps us to like improve and work on the weak areas. So, and apart from annual report and some of the basic technical aspects, I would suggest that whatever you are saying in the interview, you should be completely aware of those particular things. If you are not, then just say like sorry sir, I'm not like aware about it. And
okay.
so we should not
Second guess the answer.
say like bluff them, because it will definitely gonna put us in trouble. So we should give honest answer to them.
Okay, and what was the duration of your interview?
15 minutes, ma'am. It was 15 minutes. And one thing that I have observed, because we were four members on that day of my interview. So what I have seen that one ma'am was there in the panel, and she was just asking basic simple questions of commerce background. We have answered that very easily, but she was like, okay, tell me more. So tell me more again and again. So she was
Okay.
checking the confidence basically, and then
Mm-hmm.
at the end she started laughing very loudly. So basically
Okay.
she was checking that how are we reacting to that,
Mm-hmm.
whether we are feeling nervous, whether we are underconfident.
Mm-hmm.
So like we do not need to lose our confidence, and
Mm-hmm.
so whatever we say we should stick to that, and probably they are just checking our confidence, and
Mm-hmm.
like how we are speaking. That is, I think, playing very crucial part.
Yeah, one should be calm, composed, and confident during
Yeah.
the interview, basically.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Nilesh, have they asked you questions related to your profile as well?
Yeah. Profile, first of all, they generally they told me like tell us about yourself, like whatever, like my experience, my
Okay.
educational background, and also I explained it to them. So then they asked me questions from finance and commerce background only, since I am a CA. So that area they have chosen. Like first they asked me like why like what will be the impact of India's 109 on the banking industry, which has not yet been implemented since RBI have deferred it. So I have
Okay.
explained it to them in detail. So they were
Okay.
quite happy, and so accordingly, basically, they were not asking very much technical questions,
Okay.
but they wanted to check our basics, and like how basics of accounting part, and like how we are speaking soft skills mainly.
Okay.
So that was.
Okay. Fine. And Nilesh, your last but not the least question that I would like to ask you. So, what if you have not made it to the final list?
Pardon, ma'am.
What if you have not made it to the final list of NABARD?
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, I am preparing for the other examination as well. Like I have attempted SEBI as well, but unfortunately, I could not clear phase two.
Okay.
And other PSU's exam also I have attempted, and the results of which are awaited. And if I haven't cleared NABARD, then definitely. And one more thing, ma'am. Actually, I have applied for both Grade B and Grade A.
Okay.
Grade
Okay.
B, I could not clear prelims itself because
Okay.
it was one day before the Grade A. So one thing that I believe that I got an added advantage here is that I got a test of the paper, that how it will be like.
Yes.
So first it was Grade B. So I was completely prepared that okay, this will be the environment. How
Mm-hmm.
like negative. What I did, that most of the questions I did negative in Grade B. So
Okay.
unfortunately, due to that reason, I could not clear. So that mistakes I did not repeat in Grade A.
Okay.
So that helped me quite good in Grade A. So, and like if I would not have like cracked this Grade A examination, probably I think I would have done other examinations for which results of which are awaited. And
Okay.
if not, then I would have definitely have gone
Basically,
to
you
the
have adopted
next.
the never give up approach.
Yeah,
Not like
definitely.
that I'm done. If NABARD is not done, then not. Yes,
Yeah.
you should adopt the never give up approach. Like, if not NABARD, then something else.
Yeah,
That's
sure,
great.
definitely.
That's indeed great to know, Nilesh. So thank you so much, Nilesh, for coming to the session, and many congratulations once again.
Thank you so much,
And
ma'am.
whatever you have told us about EduTap, that EduTap helped us, help you in your reaching the NABARD journey. So I'll definitely convey this to the faculty members and the mentors that helped you.
Thank you so much.
So thank you so much, Nilesh. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much. I would definitely like to thank Team EduTap for their kind guidance and directions. Specifically, like the I feel that whenever I sent a query mail to EduTap, the revert was spontaneous, and I felt completely motivated and guided throughout the journey of my NABARD. So for that reason, like I would like definitely like to thank you, Team EduTap, for helping me throughout this NABARD Grade A journey.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Nilesh. We are so glad to have students like you. So thank you so
Thank
much.
you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So best of luck, Nilesh. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am. You too.